Hey everyone, Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. There has been quite the confusion once again that's caused by positive only and force-free dog trainers, positive only and force-free veterinarians, positive only and force-free veterinarian behaviorists. This is not a very hard concept to understand. Force-free, the words force-free and positive only do not exist in dog training. It is a fact, it's science-backed, it's not even up for debate, okay? So that's like you saying that your parents raised you in a force-free and positive only way, meaning they never told you that you could not do something. They never took a toy away from you. They let you eat whatever you wanted to eat, whenever you wanted to eat, and at whatever time you wanted to eat. Think about this. I'm in the middle of writing my own book. Different species, same concept. So I'm going to go through this real quick for your understanding. There are 4 quadrants to learning theory. Force-free and positive-only advocates want you to believe and dupe you into believing that positive reinforcement is the only quadrant used when training dogs. That is a fallacy. No species on this planet learns that way. That is a fact. So you have the 4 quadrants: positive reinforcement, positive punishment, negative reinforcement, and negative punishment. Positive reinforcement is, I ask for a sit, dog sits, I reward. Positive reinforcing that action. Negative punishment is dog sits, it doesn't go to sit, I simply take the treat and remove it. So I'm removing something the dog likes to have an action performed. That is called negative punishment. So just with me saying that there, positive only does not exist. Force-free does not exist. So positive reinforcement, treat, action done, rewarded. Action not done, treat removed, negative punishment. Now, negative reinforcement is you're applying an aversive, which is, it could be this, a tickle. It could be me holding my child's hand and saying, sit right here, and then releasing my hand. So if my child is here and I say, Summer, sit right here, I applied an aversive, the action's done where I wanted her to sit, I remove the aversive, my hand pressure. That is negative reinforcement. Positive punishment is you simply holding the leash of your dog, and your dog's on a harness, let's say. And that dog goes and pulls that way, you went, up, not going that way. This is an extension of your hand. You just told the dog they're not going that way. This is science. That's positive punishment. You applied an aversive to stop an unwanted behavior. On a discussion in a group page I was having yesterday, I was, and I rarely get involved in any Facebook group stuff on dog training, but we can't let false information be told out there. So I'm not sure if this person or persons are dog trainers or certified dog trainers like myself. I'm a teacher at Animal Behavior College. I'm a certified dog trainer. I'm not sure if they've gone through all that. I'm not sure if they own 16 dogs in their house growing up like I have. I'm not sure if they own 7 adopted dogs that have had everything from human issues to dog issues like I own in my house. I'm not sure if they do a bunch of rescue work with a lot of shelters and rescues, and I have up to maybe 20 dogs in my house at some points between all the rescue work like we do. I'm not sure. But this person was trying to tell me that positive punishment is the only thing that's ever used in remote collar communication, or prong collar because it hurts the dog. That person does not know what they're talking about, and that's false information, so that's why I got involved. I'm going to bring out my dog Scarlet now and perform the remote collar communication to them, and you will see the little red dot on the remote collar and on her collar light up when I'm using it. And you tell me if it's screaming or causing pain. Great. So this is my adopted dog, Scarlet. Scarlet place, Scarlet down. Did you see any pain from her? Positive reinforcement. Could your dog do that? If you're positive only a force-free dog trainer cannot bring out their own dog and do any of this in front of you, how are they supposed to train your dog? I'm not screaming at her to train her like Dr. Ian Dunbar did in the video I did that I showed you. I'm not tying a head halty to her head and purposely choking and dragging her around like the video I showed on Victoria Stilwell doing that, animal abuse to a Great Dane. I'm not choking her on a buckle collar like I did on the positive only force-free dog trainers I showed in a video from Zach George, where he was hanging a dog on a buckle collar and choking them for probably about an hour. Remote collar. Scarlet break. I'm going to ask for a recall. I'm going to throw a treat this back there, and then I'm going to ask for a recall. Scarlet, break. Here we go. Scarlet, come. Good girl. Automatic sit. Scarlet down. Scarlet place. Scarlet down. All dog trainers use positive reinforcement. The force-free and positive-only advocates, like this guy Steve Dale, or Zach George, or Dr. Ian Dunbar, or Victoria Stilwell, they want you to believe that dog trainers that use dog training tools, such as the military and the police, are animal abusers and are not using positive reinforcement. All dog trainers are using some type of positive reinforcement to mark the actions. All dog trainers use negative reinforcement. All dog trainers use negative punishment. All dog trainers use positive punishment. All of them. Every single one of them. It's just that we're honest to you about it. We're showing you how it's done. Alright? Now this time I'm going to put a leash on. Now she has a buckle collar, which I don't suggest using a buckle collar if the dog's not trained. A buckle collar is very dangerous. If the dog is pulling through it and choking itself, like Zach George was using the animal abuse in that video I showed, that is not dog training. Zach George severely hurt that dog, and I'm not sure why animal abuse charges were not filed with him. So did Victoria Stilwell. Remember, I don't see eye to eye with Jeff Gelman all the time, but Jeff threw a bath towel at a dog that lasted 1 second. Victoria Stilwell had a head halty on that Great Dane and was whipping his ass around, probably for over an hour, whatever we've seen edited, and severely hurt that dog, and nobody's saying anything. I'm saying anything because I care about that dog. I don't care how many years later it is. Zach George had a buckle collar on that dog, and he choked that dog. That dog is sometimes 3 feet up in the air. He's choking it. And nobody's saying anything. The dog organization should be outraged. There should be a statement. I'm a professional member of the International Association of Canine Professionals. There should be a statement made publicly by the IACP denouncing that type of dog training from Zach George, Victoria Stilwell, and Dr. Ian Dunbar. The videos that I just showed. You would not like if I started screaming at my dog and consider that dog training like I showed you in Dr. Ian Dunbar's video. You can hardly find any videos of them training, especially if they are a doctor. You can hardly find any. They really don't exist. I thank Zach George and Victoria Stillwell for posting their animal abuse. At least they showed it. Great. So now I'm going to, if you have a leash tied to your dog, this is where all 4 quadrants of dog learning theory come into play. Right here is negative reinforcement. I'm applying an aversive for the dog to do a wanted behavior, which is me wanting her over here. Okay? If she goes to do this, and I'm going to set this up, it's going to be a slight pressure on her neck. It's going to, and I go like that. Positive punishment. Positive punishment. She wanted to go that way. I simply held the leash and I said no. Break. I let her get the treatment. So when you have a dog, if they're on a harness, it doesn't matter. This applies, the science applies to every dog training tool. So if she's on a harness and I just say Scarlet, place with the guidance there, good girl. That was negative reinforcement, then positive reinforcement for doing the action. Okay? If I go and I'm trying to teach her something new and I simply remove the treat, spaghetti. Just pretend I'm saying spaghetti for a stand. Spaghetti. She's confused. Like, what are you doing? I'm removing the treat for it. Negative punishment. All dog trainers use all 4 quadrants. This is fact. This is science. There is no way around it. It's not up for debate. This is, if you have a leash tied to your dog, and I have to be firm with everyone here to understand this. You use all 4 quadrants, absolutely. It's a fact, science. If you're going to throw out the science part, then you've got to throw out the force-free and positive-only terms. Because the reason why those terms are there is because they're saying that it's backed by the 4 quadrants. And that's why I'm bringing up the 4 quadrants. Because in their mind, and how they want a snake oil salesman you, is that they want you to believe that they're only using positive reinforcement and the rest of these 3 quadrants, they're not using. You have to understand if there's a leash, I don't care what's tied to them. It is using the quadrants. Start break. Good. Does she look like she's in pain from the person on this page that's using remote collar? Scarlet, place. Scarlet down. So I just debunked your statement. I've provided videos of this. I've also provided videos of force-free and positive only, that top echelon of positive only and force-free in the world. Severely hurting dogs. You've been very quiet on that. So I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. Right? So, well-trained dog, prong collar, remote collar. Game changer. So I just wanted to get this video out there so you can see the evidence. Show me, don't tell me, like Sean O'Shea says.